Charis Kai Irene. Grace and peace to you. My name is Abiut Sagaya and I'm teaching Biblical Greek. I have students in one of the seminaries in Ethiopia. So I help them go through the lessons. So what I do a video lesson every time or every week so that I help the students to go through the material. So this lesson is brought to you not as a full load course, but as a highlight. So these video lessons are not the full load of the study, but they are very helpful. Although they are very short, but they are very helpful. So anyone who wants to start his beginning Greek class, I hope he will find it helpful. So this is what I do every week. So I appreciate if you can go through the lesson and give me your feedback, your comments, and also don't hesitate to subscribe to this channel. Let's grow this channel so that people learn the Greek of the Bible, so that they will have the feel of the original language. So the Lord willing, we may keep adding lessons as we go forward, and I hope you will enjoy it. May the Lord bless you. Thank you once again. Charis Kai Irene. Grace and peace to you.
Now there are cases where you will find double gamma in a given Greek word. What happens when you have double gamma? How do you pronounce and how do you transliterate? So when you have the letter gamma, double gamma, or the letter gamma before another gamma, or before kappa, or before k, or before x, you pronounce it like n. That's how you pronounce it. That's how you transliterate it. An example is this. For example, the Greek word gospel. This is the Greek word gospel. Do you see the double gamma? So, like we said, the first gamma will be n. Okay, the first gamma, or the gamma before another gamma, is pronounced as an n, transliterated as an n. So, the result is evangelion. You see, this n comes from the first gamma, and then the next gamma is retained. Then the result is evangelion. It's not evangelion. Okay, it is evangelion. Punctuation marks. There are some similarities between the English punctuation mark and the Greek punctuation mark, with slight difference. So the comma in English is similar to the Greek. The Greek comma is similar to the English comma that we know, and then the Greek full stop is similar to the English full stop. But the semicolon in Greek, which is a dot above a line, is semicolon, which is different from the English. And when you have a semicolon, the Greek semicolon is a question mark. Okay, the semicolon like punctuation mark that we know it in English as a semicolon, in Greek it is a question mark. So memorize these ones. Whenever you encounter them, you know. So this is a comma, this is a full stop, this is a semicolon in Greek, and this is a question mark in Greek punctuation mark. Now let's turn to accent marks. So we are adding more marks to each Greek word. So there are 3 accents in Greek. The first is acute, look like something like this, and then grave, something like this, and circumflex, something like this. So the accents are put over a word or a letter like this. For example, the word for apostle with both breathing and accent would be like this. There you have the smooth breathing and you have the accent. So the accent tells me how to pronounce it. It helps me how to pronounce it and how to divide it into different syllables. Apostolos, apostolos, apostolos. So the stress is on the word on the letter O, the vowel O, apostolos. So the usage of the accent marks, what do they indicate? So the terms, that we have, like acute, grave, and circumflex, they tell us something about how we should, use our voice, how we should voice them. So the pitch of the voice, they has to do with the pitch of the voice. The pitch might go up, may fall down, or may remain the same. So for the acute accent, the mark shows me a rise in the voice. Apostolos, because it's an acute. How about the grave? The grave tells me to have an ordinary pitch of the voice. Theos, theos, not theos. It's theos. And the circumflex tells me to have a rise and a fall, or an accent that tells me a rise followed by a fall. So hagnios, hagnios. So apostolos, theos, hagnios. Another mark that you will find in any given Greek word would be elision. The term elision is used for an apostrophe-like symbol at the end of a word, used in place of a vowel that has been dropped out. So elided, because of the following word begins with another vowel. So this is a good example here. For example, the Greek word for the preposition from is apo. It is written with apo. Here you have the smooth breathing, and then here you have the accent mark, the acute accent mark, apo. This is how it is written fully. That of the noun, the letter or epistle is epistole, epistole, epistole. So now, when we combine these two with a preposition with a noun, we'll have a phrase. The phrase will read from epistle. But in Greek, it would be written like this. Ap epistole, ap epistole. Where did the O sound go? It was elided because the next word begins with a vowel. Omicron is a vowel, epsilon is a vowel, so the first vowel was elided or dropped out. Then we have epistole, ap epistoles. We will explain this with more examples. Now, these are some more examples about elision that you may encounter as you read the Greek New Testament. Hoen, up, it should be apo, but since arches begins with another vowel, alpha here, the O of the apo preposition was elided. Then you have the elision, the apostrophe-like mark here. Ap arches, ho hakokamen, ho haurakamen, tois aftalamois, humon, ho etasameta kai hai karais, humon, epsile fesan, perito lago tes, ho hurakamen kai hakokamen, apangelomen kai humen, hina kai humeis, koinonian ekete, met humon. So met, with us. Okay, with us. Supposed to be meta, meta. You see this meta. This is meta. So I'll check out this one. It should be theta here. So meta, it's an alpha here, but it was dropped because the next word, human, begins with another vowel, eta. Kai Kai he koinonia de he hemetra. Meta to pateros. Kai meta tou hiou autou Jesu Christu. Kai estin aute he angelia hen akomen up. You see now, it should be apo, but then we have another vowel here, so the vowel O was elided or dropped. Up, autu. Kai anangelomen humen. Hoti ho theos phos estin kai scotia in autu uk estin oidemia. So this is the reading from 1 John chapter 1, verses 1, 3, and 5. Another mark that you will find in a Greek word is called diaresis or diaresis. Is used for two dots over a second of the two vowels to show that the two vowels do not form a diphthong. So we talked about when two vowels are combined together, they form one sound and they are called diphthongs. But when they are not diphthongs, a two dot will be put on the second vowel to indicate that this is not a diphthong. Now you are advised or you are told to read it as two separate vowels. So an example is in Luke 8:41. Here you have the airos. So airos, not airos. Okay, airos. And then in Galatians 3:8, you have pro idosa, prodosa. Okay, pro idosa, not pro oidosa. Okay, prodosa. We still continue with the different marks that you may find in a Greek word. So the other one is crosses. Crosses. So now the term crosses is used to refer to situations where the Greek word kai, which means end, maybe mean even or also, depending on the context. When it is followed by a word beginning with a vowel, now the vowel will be dropped. Okay? If it is combined to another vowel, the vowel iota is dropped, and the following word also drops the beginning vowel. Now it will form one word. So you have kai and ego, the Greek word I, and the Greek word end, and I. So look at this one. This is a vowel, this is a vowel. So this one drops one vowel, the last vowel. This one drops the beginning vowel, and then the combination is kago. So if you find kago, you will now know that it is actually means and I, two words but combined. Now, syllabification. Let's talk about syllables or syllabification. A Greek word has many syllables. It has vowels and diphthongs. So there are many vowels, many diphthongs. So, for example, a word luo, there's a Greek word luo, which will be used as the sample verb in our study in the next lessons. When we study tenses, verbs, we'll be using luo because it's a regular form. So now it has two syllables, lu, o, while a longer Greek word like righteousness will have many syllables. Di, ka, yo, su, ne, dikaiosune, dikaiosune. All right, so there are three different kinds of syllable in the Greek. Uh, the first is ultima, penult, and antepenult. So there is the final is ultima, and the one before it is the penult, and the next preceding the penult is antepenult. So it's said the accent is placed in any of these three. Okay? So it's not, since you are not the one to put the accent, it will be written for you. Don't worry about it. Okay? Don't worry about it. Okay, here you have an exercise. An exercise is in relation to transliteration and pronunciation. So now the transliteration of the logos, the Greek word logos, is logos. Lambda, L, Omicron, O, Gamma, G, Omicron, O, Sigma, S. So that is logos. The translation now, the meaning of logos in English is word. This is transliteration and this is translation. So let's see what it means to transliterate and translate. Now the Greek word angelos. You remember two gammas? When there are two gammas, the first gamma is pronounced and transliterated with the English N. So angelos. So the alpha corresponds with the English A, and the first gamma with an English N, the second gamma with an English G, and the epsilon of Greek with an E of English, and lambda with an L of English, and omicron with an O of English, and sigma with an S of English. Then you have angelos. Angelos is transliteration. Angel is a translation. Then you have luo. This is a transliteration. Lambda L, epsilon U, omega, the long vowel. You need to put the a mark over here to show it is a long vowel. Luo. So for your exercise one, this is what you are asked to provide. It will be provided for you with the Greek words. The Greek words will be provided for you, and then the translation of the Greek word in English will be provided. But what you are going to do is give a transliteration of each word. So that's your exercise for this lesson. So thank you very much for listening to me. We shall continue our study, and I'll see you in the next lesson.